Hey guys, this is Mitch, and we're back with yet another page commentary. This is, of course, Blood Force, issue 3, page 8. And let's slip the dogs of war. There's another one for you. If you saw the last page commentary, you maybe know what that's about. That's a good movie. That's maybe the second best Star Trek movie, in my opinion. I'm not a big, hard sci-fi guy. You might be able to tell by that particular ranking. Khan, of course, is number one. So, we're continuing the sequence we had going on in the last one, which is I want to say something other than boring. It's another courtroom drama sequence, which is, of course, upended by everyone in the room being idiots, as usual. So, Max Dreamus is one of the few people who she's not an idiot. She does say kind of silly things every once in a while, but then again, she's an alien. It's kind of excusable. The other one in the book who can say intelligent things, basically, is Shockblock. Hogstab, of course, is boring leader man, so he doesn't get to say anything particularly clever anyway. Like I say, he doesn't get to say anything interesting. He says a few interesting things. So this one here, this page, is actually mostly about Hogstab, because they're kind of wondering, okay, so why are you here? And he's like, well, no, I'm here because I'm heading up the delegates' security force. I'm the head of that thing. Like, okay, well, you can stay so long as you remove your weapons. And he holds up his hands. And he's like, I'm not holding any weapons. We're all good. And they pause for a second and be like, you've got swords on your arms. He's like, yes, that's just how I roll. They're stuck there. I can't do anything with them. And that's most of it. So, and this is gonna be another quick page. It's mostly down to the lack of backgrounds in this one. I don't enjoy backgrounds. I don't know a lot of people who do. I don't know a lot of people who draw. I don't know why I said it like that. But I can't imagine a lot of people who really enjoy backgrounds. They just kind of have to be there. So I'm having a tendency to just kind of draw some vague stuff, some shapes, and the odd detail here and there to just kind of hold water. I'm going to assume not too many people are really looking for the backgrounds when they're reading Blood Force. If you are, you might be disappointed. And still trying to kind of change up the panel layouts a little bit so that they're not too boring. So yeah, doing the one large panel where Hogstab declares his rank. It's very dramatic, and he gets his steely gaze going. Bit of a low angle to make just make it look a bit more powerful. The abs help too. And now we will spend forever rendering abdominals and obliques and all that stuff. It's nice to finally get to the point where this stuff is, I'm not thinking too much about how to do this. It's kind of, it's routine, but it's still kind of enjoyable. I gotta wonder how long rendering abs stays enjoyable. Is it a year's kind of deal? I can't imagine. I gotta think, after like a few years, you're like, okay, I'm kind of done with abs, man. I don't know, maybe not. That said, it's been like a year and a half so far, and I'm still enjoying this shit. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll keep going. Those obliques don't make a whole lot of sense. Particularly with the shadowing. It feels like some of them are like literally jutting out. That's okay though, because I think it looks kind of cool. That's all that matters. Yeah, get the arm shinies in there. And it ends up looking alright, actually. And of course, forgot to put the blades in. And rendered everything under it before I remembered. Classic. Yeah, no, by all means, add more detail. At least I'm remembering to put, there we go, yeah. And then going, no, that's not the correct angle for those things. So I'm just going to draw it over it. And then white out in between, and then just kind of fix it up afterwards. And actually, that kind of worked as a solution, I think. Now, this is, I don't know if this is the great idea, putting in his right arm as well. I don't think it is. I think I might want to remove that, to be honest. Because, like, as it is now, like, yeah, his right arm isn't on camera. It doesn't really have to be, though. Like, it can't just be hanging straight down. I should probably still have something in there. But when I render it in, I don't know, it feels like it makes him look a little fat or something. It takes away something, because like the arm's off panel and everything. That forearm looks nice, though, at least, the underside. I believe this may have been Faust Day, or close to, on Inktober. So a little bit of extra rendering on everything, muscly. That seems about right, because that's a bit more than I usually do. Now this is one of those panels, it would have been nice, there's going to be a few in this sequence. It would have been nice to have a photocopier. Because I like doing the barely moving in a panel for comedic effect. This is a leftover of having read Cerebus. I'm quite sure Dave Sim had a photocopier. So. Yeah, I've got one coming soon. A couple of days, actually. So hopefully at that point I'll be able to start doing stuff. In the meantime, I have to try and approximate it. And it's like, these two panels ended up looking pretty good. Some of the later ones, I'm not so sure. But yeah, really wanted to get across. The only thing moving are his eyes and his hand there. And that's the pause, you have swords on your arms. I think we could have gotten away with a middle panel here with no border. I don't think I went that way, though. It could very well be that I just kind of got into a groove. I was just like, okay, this is panel, so panel needs border, and wasn't even thinking about it. I do get that way sometimes. This profile is one I always have a little bit of difficulty with. I think his face ended up looking a bit squashed. It should have probably been jutting out a little bit more. I feel like I'm getting a hang of the shiny on the back of the head, though, at least. So that's something. And then yeah, all these shines and shadows end up looking all right. And I decided not to go. Oh, this was the one that gets no. Okay, well you can't have two like that. It's certainly not consecutively, anyway. All right, and this is the I swear I'm carrying no weapons. It's a tough panel to get in there, really. Got to make sure that you get the blades in there and that they look just very large and obvious. And then I'm gonna have to place a word balloon that I think is kind of sizable in there somewhere. Maybe I'll be able to overlap the panel. I'm not for sure. And this is all like, like I'm doing like a quarter of Hawkstab here. You can ink this in no time flat. Reasonably small panel. Decent hand, large hand, looking at it, but okay. And get that hair flying in the wind, because I can't draw it otherwise. Can't make it look like anything. Yep. And we get something. Oh yeah, thicken up the outside of those blades a little bit. Yeah, looks all right. And we get something in the background here to indicate, yeah, this is like, okay, so what do I want to do for this background that is minimal, but will, like, you know, is enough that nobody will get on my case too much about it. And yep, just some kind of basically shapes. And just color, yeah. Okay, so these are very obviously lights. Color it in. Good? I suppose. I don't think anybody's going to call out shit anyway, because, you know. If you're reading this, it's almost like you're in on the joke, probably. Okay, now something similar in the next panel. Yep. So more of the same. Don't think I'm bothered with lights here too much. Maybe I should, like, put the light behind the blades here. I feel like the blades against the black helps them stand out a little bit more, actually. So that's probably a good decision. And then the last panel here. And this guy here that I'm drawing ended up looking pretty good. Like, almost, like, naturalistic. His left shoulder seems to be dislocated. But the rest of it looks fine. And yeah, so this guy here is, we're going to find out shortly. This is on the last page, Max Streamus was warning Hogstab to look out because she's pretty sure somebody among the UN Council is a roboclone. So is a product of the the Clerg. What was wrong with that? Probably a placement. I think I was kind of loath to erase that because I liked how that ended up. Oh well. And yeah, but anyway, I think we can guess who the roboclone is based on this panel here. If we're looking, there will be some dialogue boxes to distract a bit. And this guy here is more the focus of this panel, I would say. I think he's going to be the one mostly speaking. But like, yeah, no, he looks pretty good. He looks pretty realistic. Sorry about your shoulder, bud. And this guy here, the swelling on his forehead has gone down nicely, so that's all coming along. That arm seems a little bit long, but I think it's like just enough where it's okay. Where it's, you know, excusable at least. So yeah, you get this like fairly realistic dude on the far right, and then this guy on the far left, he's like a total fucking cartoon. And then just floating abs by him, and that will come into play, I think, around page 10, somewhere. And I'm not putting much of a background on this one either. Again, this is more of a dialogue page. And that is it. Like I said, this is another quick one. They can all be quick ones if you don't do much in the way of backgrounds. And that's how I prefer it. So that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, we're just gonna keep trucking along. This sequence goes on for a while. The comedy sequences, I'm finding ways to make them fun, at least to draw. I don't know how much fun they are to watch, but the other upside is that they're largely quick because it's just kind of focused on a person, and you know, maybe background, maybe not. Actually, the next page has some background that took a bit of time. I think that next page is going to end up being kind of long. Thinking about it. Now we'll find out, I guess. But for this one, that's going to do it. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when the next one's coming out. In the description, hit the link to my Patreon, and that'll, once you subscribe there, that'll give you access to all the Blood Force stuff. So every page, as soon as I complete it usually, as well as the completed Blood Force comics, it'll also give you access to these YouTube videos before they get uploaded to YouTube, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. So for $3 a month, you're kind of getting a lot there. It's pretty good. And once you're done there, head on over to my Instagram. I'm still dropping in Inktober pictures, I believe. Ooh, wait a minute. Let me see. Yes, I think for a couple of more days. This one should go up like right around the 27th, or 28th maybe, something like that. So you can catch the last couple, and the last one I should be going all out on. So definitely check that out. But yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.